All right, rugby fans, buckle up because we're diving headfirst into the 2025 British and Irish Lions Tour of Australia.
Oh yeah, this one is shaping up to be an absolute cracker.
We're talking twists and turns you won't see coming, a tour that's breaking the mold, and I can't wait to break it all down with you.
Definitely not your average Lions tour.
Let's start with a bit of a shocker. Remember the Melbourne Rebels?
Yeah.
Well, say goodbye because they've unfortunately gone into administration and they're officially out of the tour.
Big news, right? I mean, going into administration, that's basically saying a team can't meet its financial obligations.
So they're out of the picture, which leaves a pretty big hole in the schedule.
A prime spot for a match against the Lions.
And Rugby Australia has cooked up something pretty special.
They really have.
Instead of just plugging in another Super Rugby team, get this, they're assembling a squad made up entirely of players with Indigenous and Pacific Islander heritage.
Talk about a game changer. This is a team that embodies the heart and soul of rugby in Australia.
It's a celebration of culture of heritage on a global stage.
Exactly. We're talking about showcasing the immense talent pool of First Nations players. Those are the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. And don't forget, the Pacific Islander players bringing their own fire to the game.
Imagine the energy, the pride, the atmosphere.
It'd be electric.
This isn't just a rugby match, it's a cultural event. It's a fusion of sport and heritage that'll have you on the edge of your seat.
It's going to be something special. And from a purely rugby perspective, you're going to see a style of play that's raw, passionate, and deeply connected to their roots.
Oh, those bone-crunching tackles, those lightning-fast runs, that unpredictable flair.
It's a rugby lover's dream.
Now, while we're on the topic of unique talent, we can't forget about the Anzac XV, that combined force of Aussie and Kiwi players. They're also set to face the Lions.
Always a highlight.
But here's the thing, putting this team together isn't as straightforward as it used to be.
You got that right.
Why is that? I figured they'd just pick the best players from both countries and call it a day.
Well, you've got to factor in the French team touring New Zealand at the same time as the Lions.
Ah, so that means a lot of the top Kiwi players might be unavailable.
Exactly. They'll be busy with the French, so who's going to step up for the Anzac XV?
So we're looking at a lot of overseas-based players, potentially, guys playing in Europe or Japan.
It's a real possibility.
Interesting. So the Anzac XV might have a very different look and feel this time around.
Unpredictable. That's what I like about it.
Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the Lions themselves.
Yeah.
They're coming off a tough series loss in South Africa back in 2021.
Still stings, doesn't it?
You know, they're going to be hungry for redemption.
Oh, absolutely. They'll be looking to make a statement down under.
Aiming for that series, win no doubt. And for all you rugby diehards out there, every single match of this tour, including all 3 test matches, will be live on Sky Sports.
You won't miss a single scrum.
It's all setting the stage for a truly epic tour. You've got the Lions eager to prove themselves, and then you've got these unique and formidable teams, each with their own stories to tell.
This is where things get really interesting.
Will the Lions' traditional style of play hold up against these different, arguably less predictable approaches? It's going to be fascinating to watch how they adapt.
A real test for them.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
We've got a lot more to unpack. Yeah, the Lions coaching staff, they've got a real puzzle on their hands.
Right.
They need to figure out these new opponents, scout them, break them down, find their weaknesses.
Come up with a game plan that can really exploit those differences.
It's going to be a masterclass in tactics.
And let's not forget about the mental side of things.
Oh, the pressure is on.
The Lions are going to be facing immense pressure, not just against the Wallabies, but against these other teams too.
Absolutely. These are teams that are playing for something bigger than themselves.
It's more than just rugby at this point.
The Indigenous and Pacific Islander team, the Anzac XV, they're carrying the weight of their cultures, their communities, their nations on their shoulders.
You can't underestimate that kind of emotional intensity.
It's a whole other level of motivation.
It really makes you wonder how the Lions are going to handle that.
Right.
They're used to playing against established national teams,
Yeah.
but this is a different beast altogether.
These teams represent something deeper, something more primal.
It's a clash of styles, a collision of cultures, and that's what makes this tour so damn exciting.
It's about the stories, the players, the communities, the pride.
I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
And for our listener, imagine being a part of this.
Whether you're in the stands or watching from home, you're going to witness something truly special.
Rugby fans around the world are going to be glued to their screens.
Experiencing this unique blend of sport culture and passion.
It's a beautiful thing.
But okay, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How do you think these special teams, with their unique makeup and playing styles, will actually impact the Lions on the field? Could they throw them off their game?
Now that is the million-dollar question.
Right.
The Lions, they like their structure, their well-drilled style of play.
Yeah, they're known for it.
But these teams, they could disrupt all that with their flair, their raw talent, their unpredictability.
It's like they're bringing a whole new set of chess pieces to the game.
I like that analogy.
You've got the Lions playing by the book, and then suddenly, bam.
These wild cards come out of nowhere.
And the Lions might underestimate the physicality, the pace.
Don't forget the home advantage.
Oh yeah, the crowd is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Roaring for the Indigenous and Pacific Islander team for the Anzac XV.
It's going to be electric.
But for the Lions, it could be intimidating, even overwhelming.
They're going to have to adapt quickly.
Both physically and mentally.
To stay in the game.
It's a true test of their versatility, their resilience, their ability to handle the unexpected.
And that's what makes this tour so captivating.
It's not just about the Lions versus the Wallabies.
It's about these wildcard teams, these cultural forces.
Shaking things up, creating unforgettable moments.
I can't wait.
It's a reminder that rugby is more than just a game.
It's a reflection of culture, history, identity.
It's a powerful thing.
And for our listener, this deep dive, this is just the beginning.
We've laid the groundwork.
But the real story unfolds on the pitch.
Get ready for edge-of-your-seat action, breathtaking skill.
A celebration of rugby like you've never seen before.
This tour, it's more than just a series of matches.
It's a cultural exchange.
A showcase of talent from across the globe.
A testament to the power of sport to unite people. So it all comes down to this. Can the Lions handle the heat, the intensity, the unexpected?
That's the big question mark hanging over this whole tour.
It's a test of their adaptability, their resilience. Can they rise to the occasion?
They can't just stick to the old playbook.
Yeah.
They need to be creative. Think on their feet, find ways to counter those unique strengths.
It's going to be a tactical battle for sure.
A real chess match on the rugby field.
And for our listener, that's where the real excitement lies. It's not just about the final score.
It's about the journey.
The twists and turns, the moments of brilliance, those stories that'll be told for years to come.
It's a reminder that rugby, it's a global game. So many different cultures, styles, traditions.
And this 2025 Lions Tour is the perfect example.
A celebration of diversity, passion, and the spirit of the game.
So what do you think, listener? What are your predictions?
What are you most excited to see?
This deep dive, it's just a taste.
There's so much more to uncover.
So many stories waiting to be told.
Soak it all in.
Embrace the unexpected.
And get ready for a rugby experience like no other.
We'll be back with you every step of the way, breaking it all down, the action, the tactics, those unforgettable moments.
Keep that rugby passion burning bright.
Until then, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.